Hello. Good afternoon from Universal Studios. I was in the neighborhood, had some stuff to take care of today. All of the HHN scare zones are officially announced, so I figure let's take a walk around, see what's happening, see the very minimal work that's been going on, and just kind of get some steps. So let's do it. I have lived here for almost 8 years now, which is insane to me, but it never gets old, dude. It's like the perfect music for it, too. I don't know about everybody else, but when I get to this park, I always feel like I have to go to Hollywood first. So, like, a lot of the stuff that we're gonna see today is the stuff that only the most super of super nerds like myself will get excited over. Got a lighting rig here. Got another one. There's just lights everywhere. There's nothing substantial, but even seeing this type of stuff makes my heart happy. So we still got some Terrifier signage out here. This was the last IP announced. We're still missing two, well, really one. We know Five Nights at Freddy's is coming, but we're still waiting on one. And if rumors are true, it's the one that I am most excited for, without a doubt. So if we are cross-referencing spec maps with what has been announced, this is going to be the Masquerade Dance with Death scare zone, which sounds pretty good. I mean, like, we've had 2 scare zones similar to that in my time of coming. It's not like super exciting or anything like that, but it's a safe bet that it's going to be pretty good, I would imagine. So next up, it's kind of like a bonus scare zone from what I would gather, is Mel's Die-In Zombies. Now, if you went to the event last year and they sold that UOAP Mel's shirt, if you played a drinking game to take a shot every time you saw one, you would be dead within 4 minutes. I think it might have been the most popular selling piece of HHN merch that I can think of recently. So it makes total sense to capitalize on it. I'm really curious to see how it's going to work, because it's kind of a busy area and a small footprint. And I think, like, in my head, I feel like it should be something sort of like the Megan board that they did last year, because it's like they put out a casting call for roller skaters, and I don't know how, like, safe that might be for, like, people to just be skating around scaring you. To me, it sounds more of like a little show, but we'll see. Next up is the Cat Lady of Crooked Lane, and oh my god, one of the cats is on the loose already. Early HHN preview. So the artwork sort of indicated a little crooked road, pumpkins in the trees, which sounds amazing, and at the end of Crooked Lane is where you will find the Cat Lady's house. And it's been quite a while, but you can kind of see in the distance here, it looks like we're going to have props near the Animal Actors Theater. So, I mean, this definitely looks like a house. And I'd imagine this little black platform is kind of like her front stoop or front porch. Stoop is my New York coming out in me.
Little baby stoop, can't afford to leave a stoop.
But, I don't know, man. This looks kind of cool. Like, we haven't had a really cool thing over here since The Walking Dead, the camper and the tent a couple of years ago. So this kind of cracks me up. It is currently July, and they are doing construction on this bridge that connects Harry Potter and Springfield. Now, this is the type of project that I feel like you do at a slower time of year to get ready for busy season. Way back, this is something that would be done in like February or March. But the reality is that now HHN is busy season for this place. So this needs to be done before Horror Nights starts. So it's the middle of summer, and this path is just closed. It's kind of wild. In just a month and a half, this place is going to be an absolute clusterfuck. Hell yeah. I'll tell you who the biggest beneficiary of the bridge being closed is. These guys right here. I will be honest. When I'm here with my wife, there's almost zero chance we walk past that booth during the daytime, because they will be like, where you from? Where you from? Free breakfast, $100? Nah, bro. This right here This saves lives, bro. The air that you can feel from this building. I'm standing like still on the walkway over here, and I could feel the air from this building from here. So one of today's announcements was Club Horror, which has been kind of alluded to via spec maps for a while, that there was going to be more of a party zone rather than a scare zone over here. And like, I'll be honest, I actually think it's a great idea. This scare zone is typically just so jam-packed. So New York is going to be home to what is easily my most anticipated scare zone, Finnegan's. Okay, just kidding, but this one is going to be called Mutations Toxic 20s, which seems kind of redundant. I think they could have just called it Toxic 20s and everybody would have been okay with it. But also, they dropped the ball here. You and I both know that this is the Gabagools. The Gabagools are going to run the streets of New York during Halloween Horror Nights. Like, how do you not name it that? It would have been perfect, but I think we're all just going to call it that anyway. There's really nothing going on here except lighting rigs up top. But I'm very curious about something. Actually, two things have me very curious about this zone. The first being this taxi cab. So this was relocated from the front of the park, and it kind of fits the time frame and description of what this scare zone is going to be like. Like, is this our first like substantial prop for HHN this year? I don't know. Secondly is this, like, everyone knows that we're getting some construction going on here for Rip Ride Rocket's replacement. But what I'm really curious about is this. So now, like, as far as I remember, this always had the Metropolis Tribune sign from when they filmed Superboy here. And I joked around a couple weeks ago that, like, Universal has Marvel and DC represented, and they've taken this sign down. Now, I've seen people speculate, like, because the new Superman movie just came out and it's kind of popular and maybe it got pointed out that they removed it. There's also the theory of, with the construction of this coaster, like, maybe this might be the entrance and, like, they're starting early work on it. But, like, I'm kind of thinking, like, way back in the day, this building used to be parts of scare zones, and the story of this Toxic 20s is that they rob a bank or some sort of robbery, and they're on the getaway when all this stuff happens. Like, maybe this is going to be the bank? This is normally an exit for, like, what, 3 of the soundstage houses, and I think we're going to see just a completely different flow of all these houses this year. So I don't know if they're going to do that. So is this going to be like the bank that the Gabagools rob, and they get in their getaway car, crash into this taxi cab over here, and this, like, mutant BuzzCon truck stuff spills out in the street over here? That would be my theory. I don't know if I'm cooking or not, but that would be my pivot of what's happening here with all this stuff. If you're a Rip Ride Rocket fan, you've got just about 1 month left to get your balls absolutely crushed and be terrified of the thought of being stuck vertically on that lift hill. In all seriousness, I'll probably do it one more time just to say goodbye, I guess. I only went on that ride for the first time last year, so I'm not, like, super attached to it or anything. I'm sure there are people that are. It is going to be weird not seeing it in the park. I feel like, even though I've been going since, like, before it existed, it just feels like it's part of the park's DNA now. But I am excited for what's to come. So this front zone of the park is going to be the origins of horror. And for the first time in 2-3 years, maybe, we have lights and copyrighted music in this area. So I think it's going to be more than just the front truss. The description from the UK media event makes it sound like it's going to be a lot more than what it normally is. So it's kind of exciting. It feels like this year is going back to sort of an old school vibe, and I'm totally here for it. So slight location change. We're over here on the Hard Rock walking path. This is, like, my favorite place in all of Universal. This is where I sometimes, like, if I'm having a stressful day, if I'm over here, I love to just come here and sit and vibe. Usually there's not this awful construction sound going on behind. But yeah, that's gonna wrap things up today. This is my first time doing one of these types of videos, especially on my own. So my confidence level is not super high right now, but there wasn't a whole lot going on. Hopefully in the coming weeks, maybe I can come back out here and see what else is going on. But yeah, so please be gentle if you're leaving a comment. Might keep doing these as Horror Nights season progresses, but I'm super excited for this year. This is like one of the most exciting years of Horror Nights. It seems like there's still 2 official IP announcements left. We've already been announced Five Nights at Freddy's, but the extent of it has not been announced. But there's one that's looming. It's not really a secret anymore. Everyone kind of knows that some sort of WWE house is coming to Halloween Horror Nights. I've been a WWE fan like my whole life, on and off. I'm so excited. Like, I think a lot of people are gonna talk shit about it, which, whatever, but I think it's gonna surprise a lot of people. And yeah, so we'll see, but for now, signing off. Catch you down the line. And yeah, peace.